This is the unit right here. You'll see, of course, it's all self-contained, but it's very easy to modify this thing. You basically unscrew the bottom, which is the battery. The battery unit is right there, but you'll notice, I'm going to take this out, I modified it to run on a 9-volt battery. The inside, I put this battery clip in here, but there are 5 wires coming out of a big epoxy pot, which is where the battery is actually at. So what I did is I used my ohm meter and ohmed out the connections on this unit right here and found out which ones were positive and which ones were negative and whatever, and basically found there are 2 grounds and 2 positives coming out of this plug. There's a 5th wire, a blue one, that's not used. I found, because if you look at the plug itself on the unit, there's no actual contact there. The pin is broken off, it doesn't do anything. So there are basically 4 wires on this unit to make it work. Let me try to get that back on there. Come on. Shouldn't be this hard. There we go. So anyway, so what I did was I got inside the ELT and gave myself as much room as I could and clipped these off, and basically I'm going to put some heat shrink over them and then they will be done. But I measured 0 volts DC using a millivolt scale, so I made sure this was absolutely positively 100% dead. There was nothing in it, no voltage at all. Then all you do is I apologize I didn't shoot this before, but basically I took all of the red wires. There's 2 red wires and 2 blacks, and the blue we ignore. But basically I bought a 9-volt adapter pigtail from Radio Shack. You can get them for wherever, and soldered onto the reds and then put heat shrink, and then soldered the black lead onto the blacks and then put on heat shrink, and basically put on the battery. To test this unit, there's a test button and there is an operate button. The test button will not work during during regular operation, so you have to do the test before you actually turn the unit on, otherwise it won't work. But if you hold the test button down for 2 seconds or so, it will go through a sequence of steps. And when it does, when it gets to the point where the OK button is flashing on the top, the unit has passed the test. So everything is okay, and it has instructions on how to decipher the test mode stuff on the side. Once you actually get it working, you click the button once and then let it start timing. It takes about 50 seconds for the first cycle to happen, and so at this point you could theoretically put the unit back into the housing or whatever, but I'm just going to show you what happens when the unit is running. Now you'll notice I added the battery clip inside here by using an existing screw terminal on the outside. I wrote black on here because I traced the wires earlier. I just used the screw terminal and then added a battery clip for holding the battery in place securely for when I put everything back together. So now just about any time this thing should start flashing and we should see the results. Now you'll see the transmit LED is now on right down there. It is lit up, and by its speakers you can hear the signal. You can actually see a little bit of the distortion on the video here. The unit is actually transmitting. This is a VHF signal, and every 50 seconds it stops this signal long enough to transmit the 406 GPS signal, which makes a buzz in the speakers that I'm listening to. So we should hear, in another 20 seconds or so, we should hear a buzz. That was the buzz, that was the transmit. So now this unit is ready to go. Okay, so let's check this out. We're going to install the thing back, put it all back together. So the first thing is plug in the 9-volt battery to the unit so that it sits securely, and then you basically start to put it back together. Like that. And there it is. Your unit is now working. Hit the power button and it turns off.